Today we are going to be making an inspirational quote etched into a glass block with Etch. Hello, I am Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming craft tutorial videos. I've got all the supplies that we're going to be using laid out on my table here. Of course, we're going to be using some Etch etching cream, a plastic spoon, a squeegee, some painter's tape, and then a lint-free cloth, some isopropyl alcohol, and I've already cut our design out of the etch mask using my Cricut, and I did mirror that design, and I will have this design available for you to download for free, so make sure to either check the description of this video or the blog post for that link. And then I've also got some etch mask transfer tape and our glass block that we're going to be putting everything on. You also need to make sure that with your glass block it is not crystal. The Etch etching cream will not etch on crystal, so I suggest testing a small inconspicuous area before you apply it to the entire stencil. We're going to start by taping the edges and the back of our glass block because we don't want that etching cream anywhere except for on that design. So it's best just to wrap all the areas you don't want etched with tape. Next, I'm going to take my etch mask transfer tape and I'm going to remove that backing paper, and then I'm going to apply it to my etch mask stencil. And I can use my squeegee tool to really get that on there good because I want all of those little pieces to stick. And then I'm going to peel back the backing paper to the etch mask, and I want to make sure that all of those little pieces now stick to the transfer tape. And then I'm going to apply my stencil to my glass block, centering it as best as I can. And again, I can use my squeegee tool there to really press it into place and peel back my transfer. You can see that I still have some exposed areas of my glass block, so I want to make sure and cover those as well with the painter's tape. Now before I add the Etch etching cream, I want to go over it with some isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free cloth. And this will remove any smudges from my fingers while I was applying the stencil and the tape to make sure that we get a nice clean etch. And we just want to go over it really lightly because we don't want to peel up any of those little small pieces. I'm going to open my Etch etching cream, and with a plastic spoon, I'm just going to grab a good spoonful of that and put it right onto my block. Then using my squeegee, I can push that around and make sure that there's a nice thick even coat. And then I'm going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. This is sat for 15 minutes, so now I'm going to scrape off that excess cream, and I can put it right back into that Etch container because you can reuse the cream. Now I'm going to take this to my sink and rinse it off. Now that I've removed all that excess etching cream, I can begin taking off the tape and the etch mask stencil. I'm going to use my weeding tool to help me remove that stencil, but I do want to be careful not to scratch the glass. Once you get all of that vinyl stencil off, go over it again with some isopropyl alcohol to remove any excess sticky residue from that etch mask. And there is our stencil glass block. Let me bring in a piece of paper here so you can see it a little bit better. But make your dreams happen. Isn't that so cool? And I love how it's reversed, so it goes through that thick layer of glass. That is so pretty. If you want more fun craft tutorials, make sure to visit my website, thecraftyblogstalker.com. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.